Hey everyone, Tech OG here, representing those who are 40 and up who love their tech, and this is going to be a review on the Unihertz Jelly 2. Again, this is the successor of the Jelly Pro phone that they've made a couple of years back. And that one was a really good phone, especially because of the removable battery that was on there that was reminiscent of older Samsung phones. So in this review, I'm going to give you the specs of the phone, just a couple of specs, and my usage of the phone, things I like and didn't like about the phone, and that's pretty much it, so that maybe you can make a decision based on my review if you should get the phone for your own personal or business use. Okay, the specs are going to appear right here. As far as the specs, this supports a nice 3-inch screen. 480 by 854, so your resolution is not going to be the most ideal, but it's still good enough to read. It's going to have 6 gigabytes of RAM on board and 128 gigabytes of storage. However, the storage can be expandable by micro SD card. This will have 4G. This does not have 5G, unfortunately, but because of the price, that's why you basically have 4G. The camera system, 16 megapixel camera on the rear, 8 megapixel camera on the front for your selfies, a 2000 milliamp battery. I believe it's 2000. I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure it's 2000. It's going to have Android 10 out of the box. On the SIM card tray, which is right over here. And excuse my case, I got crazy Velcro on here. I'll explain all that later. But the SIM card tray, you can have dual SIM, surprisingly, on this small phone, or you can use one slot for the SIM card and another for the micro SD card if you want to include that or insert that for expandable storage. As far as other tweaks or specs, this will have a headphone jack right on the top, which is outstanding, and an IR blaster if you want to use this to control an infrared television set or whatnot. It has volume rocker right here on the left side of the phone, so up and down, just rock it for volume control. And there's a power button, but this red button, which you would think is a power button, is actually, and this is not really a spec but a feature, a shortcut button. And what's cool about this shortcut button, you can assign any app. Whereas with Samsung, with their Bixby button, you can only assign certain functions to this button. On this phone, any app you want. So you want Assistant or Google Assistant, one tap of the button. I set it myself. Oops. I'm going to take it out of here, actually. One tap, and boom, Assistant on your phone, on the shortcut button. That is what's up. That is so cool. Forgot to mention another feature, fingerprint reader on the back. So you got a flash underneath the camera, but the fingerprint reader is pretty awesome. So once you set it up, it opens up right away. So fingerprint reader is decent. Not the most accurate, definitely not as accurate as the Note 9 fingerprint reader, which again, in my opinion, best fingerprint reader on any phone, period. But not bad for a phone of this size. Okay, as far as my usage, I guess the first thing I can talk about is what you see on the screen, the keyboard. Because this is a 3-inch screen, keyboard typing on here is not going to be ideal. Doesn't matter how small or big your hands are or your thumbs are, it's just not going to be ideal. Now, it can get pretty accurate, I mean, if you're really careful typing, but if you use a swipe gesture on the keyboard, that works phenomenal. So you can use that, or even better, use voice typing to get precision typing on your phone. So the swipe is really, really good. I've used that a number of times. Let's see if I can do that real quick. If I want to go to, let's just say hello, hello. It works really good. The swiping works really, really good on this phone. So one-handed use, very awesome. Like I said, on the screen typing, not so much. The touch response is pretty good. You do have physical buttons on the bottom, so you got your home, your back, and your recent button. Recent button right here appears in these tiles. Because it has 6 gigabytes of RAM, it's pretty speedy, pretty zippy when you're using the phone. You can set up your little what do you call these, widgets on your home screen for your music or whatnot. As you can see, I got my clock right here, so I can use this as a watch, and I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. The touch response is really, really good. Not much delay at all. As I mentioned before, fingerprint reader is decent, not great, but decent. You don't really need to have it, especially if this phone is this small on your person. You really don't have to think about losing it. Well, actually you might, because it's so small. But fingerprint, like I said, pretty decent, pretty okay. And it has face unlock. Gotta mention that. Hidden feature that's in the settings. You just gotta dig for it. But it does have face unlock, so you can unlock it with your face, which is also too awesome as well for security. The speakers are pretty decent on here. I'm not gonna play any music. I don't want to get dinged for it, but the speaker is pretty decent. I don't know if it's stereo sound. I do know speaker grill is right here. Not sure if sound comes out of here. I will let you know in the comments if it does. Microphone right there to pick up calls. Right here is your screw, so you can take this apart, and once they start selling batteries, you can probably replace the battery of this to have this for longevity. The USB Type-C port is on the side, so kind of awkward where you got to plug it in like this, where usually on most phones it plugs in from the bottom, but it plugs in this way. Can't complain too much, because like I said, for a phone to have this many features and specs for the price range of it, which sells for $200-ish, $205, $207, depending on where you get it. For a phone to have this many features, again, the resolution's not that great, still really good for a phone of this size. And again, because it's Android 10, everything that you can do on your basic Android phone, you can do on here. So yes, you can play emulated games. I do have Super Nintendo. I'm going to make a separate video of emulated games on this phone to show you how well they play. So stick around for that. Or definitely subscribe to my channel so that you can get a notification of new videos that will pop up. So definitely check out that video when it comes. But as far as using this for my day-to-day phone, because I'm kind of using this to replace my Note 4 that I'm recording with right now. Now, again, nothing wrong with my Note 20. Excuse me, I said Note something. But Note 20 Ultra. Definitely nothing wrong with this. As you can see, the laser focus on this phone is incredible. Look at that. You can't deny this phone. However, sometimes I just want to have a minimalistic amount of things on my person when I'm going to work or on vacation. So to have a phone that can quote unquote double as a watch, and that's why I have this flip watch on here. I'm going to use this rotation app so that when I go to the home screen, flip this around, booyah, that's awesome. And then putting Velcro on this bad boy, and then getting yourself this nice little band, turns this into a true watch phone that's fully functional as a phone. With the headphone jack, you can plug in plug in headphones so you can listen to music. Of course, it has Bluetooth to connect Bluetooth connectivity. This is a really awesome, well-rounded phone. Like I said, for those of you who are not into this niche or whatever you call that word, N-I-C-H-E, if you're not into this small form factor, don't start bashing this phone because you don't like the form factor. Just get yourself a bigger phone. I'm making this for those who are a fan of Unihertz, which I am, because I did purchase the Jelly Pro at one point. I did have the Atom. Really like that phone. Very rugged. But I really like this one because it's a bigger screen. You can type on it a little bit better. Swipe is much better. And playing games, because of the 6 gigabytes of RAM, is going to be way better than the Atom and the Jelly Pro. So that's just my opinion of this phone and why I really like it to have on my person as one device for my phone and my watch, and with the shortcut button for assistant. What's the weather?
It's 62 and cloudy. Today, it'll be cloudy with a high of 64 and a low of 58.
You can't deny having this on your wrist to have the smart features and stuff. And look, I put more Velcro on here. Yeah, I stapled it on there. It looks messy, but put some Velcro on this bottom Bluetooth speaker, and bam, Yes, that's the brand. Got this from Amazon. I'll leave the link in the description. I can have my music right here on my wrist, jogging, running, or whatever. Right there, doesn't really fall off. That is so cool. Yes, you look like Buck Rogers for the 24th century, but this is still some awesome tech to have on your wrist. And touchscreen and all that. So that's just my review of the Unihertz Jelly 2. I like it. Can't recommend this for everyone, but if you're into a phone that's this small, that has the functionality that it has, I definitely suggest getting it, because for the price range, you're getting a pretty good deal for this amount of tech and specs on a phone. And like I said, because of the Velcro, fingerprint reader, people, because of the Velcro, put some Velcro on the controller, and future video coming up. Future video coming up, people. Going to be awesome. Going to be awesome. So if you like this review, definitely leave that thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Tell your friends about my channel, and I hope to see you in the next video.